What is going on YouTube? And welcome back to my channel, JoJo Speaks. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this being our review for 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. This is season 8 and episode 6. Got my boy Dustin back with me. Dustin, how you doing today?
Hanging in there. Been going through a lot of pain here lately, but I'm going through hanging in there as much as I can. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, we all got to hang in there, Dustin. Absolutely. Still praying for you, my brother. A
thank
couple
you.
things I want y'all to do before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big red subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. Stop saying red. Press that big white. It's actually a white subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. And it actually isn't that big, but press it anyways. Also, be sure to leave this video a thumbs up. Let me know you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out on my channel. Also, be sure
Yeah,
to leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the 7 couples that we are discussing on tonight's review. I'm pretty sure that they featured every single couple that they have on this season on this particular episode. So we've got a
yeah.
lot to get through tonight. And also be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And last but not least, excuse me, to share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. That everybody knows JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. Got a couple of announcements for you guys. Tomorrow, I will be dropping my reviews for The Real Housewives of Potomac as well as Married to Medicine. I watched those episodes earlier today, so I will be releasing my reviews on those tomorrow. So please be on the lookout for those reviews. And
Uh,
and yeah, so let's get into this review in no particular order. So we're going to start out with Daniel and Lisa. So Daniel and Lisa, Daniel has just proposed to Lisa. Now remember, Lisa did promise her daughter that she would not get married while she was in Nigeria. He's in Lagos, Nigeria.
mm,
So I don't know if that's a setup for them actually getting married by the end of the season, but we'll see. I don't think that Lisa would actually do that, but
mm.
who knows? Who knows? There's no telling what she would
I
do.
think
But
I
anyway,
think she
so
would. I think she would. I think she
she
would.
probably would
I think she will
if
get
she
married
had the
by the end of
means
the
to
season.
do. Right. She probably would if she
Hmm.
had the means to do so and if she could get it all together. I'm sure she would not hesitate to marry him. She even told the producers on a previous episode, they asked her, would she get married if she had the chance? And she said that she would. So,
Yeah.
it would not surprise me whatsoever. And I'm starting to realize that Lisa's voice is kind of annoying me a little bit, just a little bit.
Mine
Like she
too.
sounds like she kind of sounds like a small child in a way, and it's just a little bit annoying to me. And she sort of kind of acts a little bit childlike in a way. She acts like a young teenager who's just falling in love for the first time. Like it's just a little weird to watch for me personally. But anyway, so they're in the car, and they're doing a lot of kissing, y'all, a whole lot of kissing. I told you guys how I felt about it on the previous episode, but you know
Hmm.
Lisa is, explaining to us as the viewers how much he's been affectionate towards her. And for me personally, when I'm in a relationship, I would be extremely affectionate myself. Like I love kissing. Like I'd be kissing all over my man 24/7. Like that's just something that I like to do. So if Daniel and Lisa like it, so be it. Go ahead and kiss all you want to, guys.
Hmm.
So they're heading to the hotel. When they get to the hotel, you know, Daniel buys Lisa like a necklace or a bracelet of some sort. It looks really pretty. And Lisa buys Daniel a ring. And then she also and the ring actually fits. So I'm assuming that she must have had his ring size. And then she also tells him that she's got some lubrication for their relations and also some condoms and things of that nature. And Lisa is getting prepared. I'm thinking Lisa is assuming that her and Daniel will have sex on their first night together, but Daniel's like, okay, let's get some sleep. Let's, kind of settle down. Daniel's really not interested in getting it in immediately as soon as she gets there, which I do respect. I do respect that. So Daniel goes to take a shower, and then Lisa's left with the cameraman. And Lisa's telling the cameraman that she feels as though his lack of interest in having sex with her on the first night is making her think that he's not interested in her.
I do
Lisa,
it.
was this man not kissing on you the entire way to the hotel? What would make you think that he does not want to have sex with you? Like, I would assume that if he's kissing all up on her and things of that nature, being so affectionate with her, telling her that he loves her and all this good stuff, that you would think that he wouldn't want to have sex with you. I don't know if that's just her insecurity that's creeping up, or if she's just doing this for drama's sake to make it seem as though he may not want to have sex with her. I don't know. But Daniel is in the shower. He's taking a shower. He comes out of the shower. Daniel has a gorgeous body, like gorgeous body. Like his body is awesome. Got a six pack. It's got nice pecs. He looks awesome without a shirt on. And Lisa goes into the bathroom, and then she comes out in what looks like might be negligee. I'm not sure if it's necessarily lingerie. I wouldn't necessarily consider it lingerie, but it looks like a nice nightgown. And, she's kissing all up on him. And, Daniel again says, let's just go to sleep. Let's just have our time together. Let's not rush into the sex, which I'm very happy that Daniel is not rushing into sex with her. Now, once again, I don't know what Daniel's intentions are with Lisa. It would make it, the way that he is acting with her makes it seem as though he is genuinely sexually interested in her. Whether I would think he would be is none of my business because I'm not Daniel. But it makes it seem as though he is very interested in her. So I would
Mm-hmm.
assume, I can only assume by his actions thus far, that he is genuinely wanting to be in a relationship with her. Either that, or he's putting on a really, really, really good act just to get over to America. I'm not sure what the case is. So, Dustin, what are your thoughts on all of the affection that's going on? The fact that Daniel's, kind of putting off having sex with her automatically, and Lisa's somewhat seemingly insecurities concerning him actually wanting to have sex with her. What are your thoughts about all of that?
I think it's a little bit of a red flag from both of them, to be honest. You know,
Why say
it's
that?
it's because it's a little bit too soon for me, Jonathan. It's a
Okay.
little bit too soon for me. You gotta get to know somebody before you go in there that deep with me. Uh, that wouldn't fly with me, to be honest with you. So I don't like to see that soon. I would get it if they was in person all that time, but they haven't been. This is something very new to them too. And I don't think that it's going to be very good for Lisa or for Daniel to go through that together. Uh, not in the very beginning.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Now, do you think that Daniel is actually genuinely interested in being with Lisa romantically? Because from the looks of it, it seems like he is, as much as he was kissing her. Or do you think that he's just using this as a ploy and he's a very good actor and he just wants to get over to America? Or do you not know?
I don't. I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat that? Couldn't hear you.
Sure,
Can you
sure.
repeat that?
Do you think that Daniel is actually genuinely interested in having a romantic relationship with Lisa? Or do you think he's just using her just to get over to America?
I don't feel like he's actually interested in her at all. To be honest.
Okay. Yeah, he makes it seem, at least to me, with all the kissing and the affection that they've been showing to one another, it makes it seem like that he is actually interested in being with her. He doesn't seem
Hmm.
standoffish like Beer Con was the first time, excuse me, when he initially met Laura. He so if this is an act, he's an amazing actor. He is an amazing actor. So we'll see what happens
Hmm.
as time goes on. So let's move on to our next couple, Forrest and Sheena. So Forrest and Sheena didn't have much to do on this particular episode. Forrest and Sheena are getting ready to visit Sheena's parents. um there he's asking her if he should bring his banana hammock, which is basically a speedo. I thought that was really funny. Forrest's mother yells out, "No speedos, no banana hammock." We got Auntie Robin in the building. Hey, Auntie Robin. Auntie Robin says down in the comments,
And Robin.
uh, I'm here like live and in person, um, from the emergency oper. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me take a picture of this again. and try to read it again. I'm sorry for this delay, you guys. You guys know how it is with me in these comments, child. But anyways, okay. So she says, "I'm here live and in person from the emergency department at Montefiore Hospital. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that you're there. I just got here. My my hemoglobin, your hemoglobin. Okay. So my hemoglobin is very low, probably getting a blood transfusion. I'm so sorry to hear that, Auntie Robin. We are praying for you. Hope you do better. Hope you get well very soon. We love you, Auntie Robin, and we always want the best for you, girl. And she also has another comment up here. So let me get this comment and read it to you guys, and then we'll move on, move back to Forrest and Sheena. Auntie Robin also says, I got grossed out watching Daniel slob Lisa down. You and me both, Robin. You and me both. Like, to me, like that's not to say anything against Lisa or anything, because I do think that Daniel is a very attractive man. But with me being a gay man, not being interested in women, who am I to, judge the way that a woman looks? But for me, when it comes to that age gap thing, it's hard for me to enjoy seeing two people who have such a big age difference kiss one another. Like, for me, I love watching love, but when it's that type of love, like, for me, it's just uncomfortable for me to watch. Auntie Robin also says, I like Forrest, but have real have real life questions. Yes, I do have questions about Forrest as well. So Forrest and Sheena, they're getting ready to visit Sheena's parents. They live in a different part of the Philippines, and so they're getting their stuff together. They say they have to take a bus to get to one part of to get to a certain way towards their area where they live, and then they have to take a tricycle, which is like a motorized bike with a like a trailer on it where passengers can sit to go the rest of the way. And that's pretty much all that was said. Outside of their conversation before they get on the tricycle, where Forrest is asking Sheena, what is there to expect? What should I expect when it comes to your parents? And she says, well, they want to know what your intentions are with me, and they also want to know about your career. And then Forrest lets us know that he hasn't held a job in a little while, and that Sheena's been saving up all the money for the both of them. And Sheena's feeling a little bit of a ways as well about the fact that he's not currently working, and that she's the only one in the relationship who is actually working. But Sheena seems to, she got a little emotional explaining that part to us as the viewers. So I do feel bad in that way for Sheena, but she does believe in Forrest, and she does believe that he can get a job, and try to at least help to support both of them. Auntie Robin also says down in the comments, Forrest is on disability. How can he afford the K1 visa process? That's a good question, Robin, Auntie Robin. I also think that there is a minimum income requirement for sponsors about 50K. Wow, I did not know that, Auntie Robin. Thank you so much for giving us that little bit of tidbit of information, because I had no idea that there might have been, a minimum payment. But it makes sense. If you have to have a certain amount of money to be able to take care of someone, you really can't take care of someone else other than yourself off of a disability check. So, it is what it is. But Dustin, how do you think that this meeting with Sheena's parents is going to go? We saw a little bit of it in the preview for the next episode, but do you think that they're going to be disappointed in the fact that Forrest isn't currently working? Do you think they're going to give them their blessing? Because that's why they're going to meet their parents, to get Sheena's parents' blessing for their marriage. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a little bit disappointed, to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to go well. I don't feel like it's going to go well. So we'll have to wait to see what happens next week.
Absolutely, absolutely. But Sheena and Forrest are one of my favorite couples on this season of 90 Day Fiance. Before they date, I do love seeing them interacting. I love seeing them interacting. I love their little intro when they, show their names and their ages and where they're from. I love that they do a little dance when they do that. So that's awesome to see. So I love seeing Forrest and Sheena. Like, I love seeing true love on this show, because a lot of times that's hard to find when it comes to 90 Day Fiance, because of all the all the details that go along with getting someone outside of your country. So Aviva and Stig. So Aviva and Stig, they're getting ready to go to record another. They're
Yep.
boating. They're taking a boat or a yacht to another city where Stig has a performance scheduled. So
Mhm.
we find out that Stig and Aviva, they consummated their relationship. They had sex, and it was all great. Aviva meets, I believe it was either a producer of Stig's or either his manager, but one of his good friends. He tells us as the viewers that, a lot of times when Stiggs gets into bad relationships, he fires out. He doesn't. He's not able to pump out new material, and he's not able to pump out new material, and he's sort of kind of stagnant, and so wants to make sure that people won't
You're
walk
frozen on my
any
side.
won't cause anything of that nature. And so I see. Okay, pictures back. Okay, so he brings up Stig's ex from San Antonio, and says that there was he says that that ex broke Stig's heart. So things didn't go well with that relationship. He then reveals to Aviva that Stig was actually looking to marry her, wanted to have kids with her, and Aviva tells us that Stig did tell us about this ex that he had, but he didn't explain that, he really wanted to start a family with this woman. And, Aviva is a little bit taken aback by that. And then she tells us as the viewers as well that Stig did go to San Antonio, but that's where he has some family there. He has some business to take care of there. So she's not sure exactly what might have happened while he was in Texas when he
Uh,
visited previously. And so they get onto this boat to go to their next to the final performance taking place. She's giving him a little bit of a silent treatment, and Stig notices this, and he doesn't like the silent treatment. He's all about communication, which is a great thing for being on 90 Day Fiance, because a lot of times the issues on 90 Day Fiance is lack of communication. And so I'm glad that Stig is a stickler for communication. I would probably be the same way, although I may not be the best communicator. But when you're in a relationship with someone, you have to be on your communication tip. So before we move forward, Auntie Robinson's down in the comments. Aviva is a fool. Un Let's see. I'm not sure what this word is. Unappropriated. Unprotected. Yes, unprotected. No, sir. Yes, Aviva and Stig did have unprotected sex, and Aviva did say that she's not on birth control or any type of contraceptive. So but when you're in the heat of the moment, that's not. It's not that that's an excuse, but that's sort of kind of the excuse that they were using. But people do what they want to do, and so they have that right to do that. But I'm sure a lot of people would think that that's not necessarily a smart thing to do if you're not stable, and you don't have an actual foundation. I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this show would not consider their relationship so far a solid foundation. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, Stig and Aviva have this conversation, and Stig is like, "What's wrong? Why?" Aviva's not even looking his way when she's talking to him. So she says that the information that was relayed to her by his friend slash producer slash manager, whoever he is to Stig, and so she's not sure that if she can trust Stig. And Stig says, "Well, I'll just have to prove that to you. You have to trust me. I'm not a player anymore. I don't want to be a player no more." He's not a player anymore. He's not about that life anymore. He wants to be faithful to Aviva. And I personally want to believe Stig. I don't know if that's because I find Stig to be an attractive man. I
mhm.
don't know if that's because I like his personality. I don't know why, but I am rooting for Stig and Aviva to prosper, for the relationship to be healthy
Mm.
and great. And I do have faith in Stig for him to be faithful to Aviva. So Dustin, what do you think of Stig and Aviva's segment during this episode? Do you think Stig has a propensity to cheat on Aviva? Do you think he might be unfaithful to her, or do you think Aviva
I
is just
think
overthinking this whole thing?
I think that he might have. I think that he might have one. And I think that he might have had them before, to be honest. But I think allegedly, for the sake of the show, allegedly. But this is how I hope it ain't true, but this is how I see it on the season so far. So I don't. I hope for the best and hope to see what happens. But I've seen a lot of things in the past. So I think that I'm being safe by saying I think that he possibly could have before. hmm But we'll see
Okay.
what happens. hmm
Me personally, I choose to believe Stig when he says that he wants to be faithful to her. He wants to make her his wife. He wants to have kids with her. I do believe him. And
hmm
by the way, this song that Stig is recording for her, he says,
Right.
"Do I want to make you my wife? Yes. Do I want to, you know, uh, finish within her? If you catch my drift."
Uh-huh.
And Aviva was like, "We don't talk like that in America." Well, I mean, maybe not. Maybe Aviva not might not be used to that, but I've heard that quite a bit. In
So have I.
yeah, like I don't know if it's just a gay thing. I'm not sure because I'm only aware of of gay sexual relations as far as porn is concerned. I can't say the p word on YouTube, and that is said quite a bit. So
Uh,
maybe it's just not something that heterosexual people say, but
no, it is.
gay,
I heard it.
but
I heard it before. I've heard it.
right. Me too, Dustin. I've heard it quite a bit. So that was surprising to me personally. But anyways, we'll see what happens with Stig and Aviva. But I have faith in Stig, and I'm rooting for Stig not to break Aviva's heart because Aviva seems to be very genuine and very authentic when it comes to her relationship with Stig. And I wouldn't
Right.
see her stepping out on Stig either. So let's move on to Rick and Trisha. So Rick and Trisha, uh, Trisha is releases fluid while during sex. There are some women who do it. I don't know about the female anatomy. I don't know about women releasing fluid, while they're in the middle of sex. So I don't know a whole lot about that. But Rick has bought this like what looks like a black trash bag, but it's not a trash bag. It's like a little fabric to catch all I guess excrements that she releases while they're having sex. I don't know why he. I mean, I get why he brought it. He doesn't want them to mess up the sheets. I get that because they're
Right.
staying in an Airbnb or hotel, and they don't want to have to pay for sheets if they get ruined due to Trisha's
Mm.
release. So
Right.
I get that. But anyway, so they're out and about doing their thing, and the camera then cuts to a message that Trisha's motorcycle or her motor vehicle was getting fixed, and it was returned to her by her ex boyfriend's friend. And a conversation pops off between them, and they're speaking in the Madagascar language, so Rick is not privy to anything that they're actually saying. And then Rick asks the ex boyfriend's friend, have they been in contact? Has Trisha been in contact with her ex? And his answer was, yes, she's been in contact with him for the last couple of months. And so this causes a big blow up between Rick and Trisha. And Rick is not convinced that Trisha is done with her ex. And Trisha
I don't
explains to
think
Rick
she is
that
either.
it doesn't seem like that to me either, Dustin. But Trisha claims that she's not interested in her ex, but her ex is constantly trying to get back with her. Rick is feeling a little bit insecure because, according to Trisha, her ex has a lot of money and will be able to take care of her and all of these good things. And and then the producer asked a very poignant question to Rick and asking Rick, why is it that you automatically start thinking of Trisha cheating when you're talking about her ex? Are you projecting meaning that you're accusing someone of something that you're actually doing yourself? And and then the producer asked, well, if she did cheat on you with her ex, would that make you feel better? And he said, no, it wouldn't make me feel better. It would make me feel less bad about the situation. Well, better and feeling less bad sounds like the same thing to me, personally, at least.
It does to me as
um
well.
Exactly. So I don't know how long it's going to take for Rick to reveal to Trisha that he cheated on her with his Colombian ex. Whether I actually
Mm.
believe that story or not is a whole different thing. But hey,
I
it
think
is
it's
what
gonna
it
be.
is.
I think it's gonna be at the tell all.
At the tell-all,
Yep.
wow. Uh I'm not sure if he would be able to wait until
I
the
think he did because I
tell-all.
seen some previews of the tell all.
Okay, because
I've
a
seen
lot
some
of
previews.
times they do film the tell-alls before the entire season has been released, but he revealed that he cheated on her. I think at least on the third, I think it was the
Mm-hmm.
third episode. And I'm
Yep.
assuming that the third episode will have aired by the time that they get to the tell-all. So I'm fully expecting for him to reveal it before the tell-all. But you might be right, Dustin. Who knows?
Nope.
But
Because he said it.
Trisha,
He said it. Tell all. The tell all taping.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to send me that clip if you find it, Dustin. Because I would
Yeah.
love to see it.
I'll try to find it again. Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
cool
try to
beans.
find it.
But anyways, so Trisha's getting very upset about this conversation, but at the same time, I do think two ways about this, considering the fact that Rick has allegedly cheated on her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's very interesting to me. He does have a valid point
Mm-hmm.
in being a little bit afraid that she might have cheated on him. I mean, that is a very valid point to bring up, especially when he's not living in the same country as her. He has no idea what she's doing on her own. So I understand that. However, he's sort of kind of acting like Emma is acting with her man. When you're doing something wrong yourself, you kind of project that onto your partner, and I don't like seeing that whatsoever. But anyways, so Dustin, you said that you
Mm-hmm.
do think that Trisha is seeing her ex again. Me
Uh,
personally, I don't think that I want to believe Trisha. I do want to
uh,
believe Trisha because she does seem to be very in love with Rick, and I
uh-huh.
don't think that she would want to jeopardize her relationship with Rick just to get back with her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
I do believe, and she was able to show him the text messages of her communication with her ex, saying that he's been contacting her. She hasn't been answering his text messages or answering his calls. So I do
Mm-hmm.
believe Trisha in that way. Are you believing Trisha at this point, Dustin?
No, I don't believe a word she says.
Oh wow! And why is that?
Because I go with my gut. My instincts is pretty high with her on the season. So I don't. I'm not. I don't. I don't believe a word she says on this season.
Gotcha. Well,
Mm-mm.
we see them in the preview for the next episode sitting on the beach, and they're setting it up like he's going to tell her on the next episode. But I'm thinking that's not going to be the case because when Emma was supposed to be was about to tell Ziad um,
Mm-hmm.
about her losing her job, they set it up like she was going to tell him that she was engaged at the same time that they were actually together. So speaking of Ziad and Emma, let's go with her. Let's go with this particular couple. Once again, I don't know if they're my favorite couple anymore because they sort of kind of went down on my list. I think that Forrest and Sheena are my favorite couple now. But they go to meet up with two of Ziad's good friends. And I should have seen this coming from a mile away. I really could
Mm-hmm.
have because Emma is, accusing Ziad of talking to other girls on dating apps. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how she would know this information. Um, I know that she can see his other social medias like Instagram, maybe Facebook, and other social media platforms, but I don't think that there's an actual application that allows you to see if another person is on a dating app because that
Nope.
would screw up the entire the entire point of being on a dating app. It's supposed to be private. So I
Uh,
don't know how she knows this information. But anyways, so
mm-hmm.
Emma's going on and on accusing accusing Ziad of talking to other girls. And Ziad is saying, well, we're very hospitable here in Morocco. And, I'm just welcoming them to our country. I'm just being very hospitable towards these people. So that's nothing. And then he reveals to his friends that Emma was in a relationship with someone else at the same time that they were together. And she flat out vehemently denies that she was in a relationship at the same time that she was with Ziad. Um, so what this tells me is that when she does get around to revealing to Ziad that
Mm,
she was engaged around the time that they were talking, she's going to try to frame it as though they may not have been on good terms at the time that she was engaged. But the bad thing about that is when you're
mhm,
engaged, that means that you have a foundation about your relationship. And if you're talking
mhm,
to someone else while you still have a foundation, like if you're engaged at the time that we're talking, that means that that other man came before me. So
right.
I don't know how she's going to pull off this reveal, how she's going to pull off this confession, but she's kind of set herself up for failure, just flat out denying that she wasn't with that flat out denying that she was with someone at the same
Mhm,
time that she was with Ziad. So how did you
mhm.
feel about this whole confrontation between Ziad and Emma at this table with Ziad's two friends, Dustin?
I didn't like it, because everybody has a right to say how they feel, and I don't think she realizes that. I don't think that she has a right to the way she feels, and he has a right to the way he feels. But I don't think she realizes that. That's up to her. But I didn't like the way it turned out.
Yeah. And then she also revealed to his friends that she plans on being engaged to Ziad before the trip is over. And his friends are shocked. And Ziad's response is there's 0% chance that that's going to happen. And then Emma says 0% chance now. He's like, no, he said 0% chance now, not like forever, but now. And Emma really has nothing to say after that. I'm so glad that Ziad said 0% chance now. Like Ziad is giving me everything that I wish Stacy and Darcy's partners would give them
Mhm,
while they're giving them the blues. Like Ziad is he's like, even though he does seem to lie quite a bit, I do like the way
mhm.
that he handles Emma in her moments of outburst. Were you
Uh,
surprised that Ziad said that there's 0% chance that they would be engaged by the end of this trip? Because I'm not.
I'm not surprised at all, Jonathan. I was actually suspecting that, to be honest. Um, I hope they go the slow route with it all, because why force yourself into something if you don't want to push yourself into it way too fast. That's not the person that I am. I would not push that towards anybody else that fast pace. But if it's up to you and if you're fast paced, that's okay. But I'm not fast paced. I'm the type of person that has to take the time to get to know somebody before I can actually get married to them in the future.
Right. And I think Emma has been watching this 90 Day Fiance show and has seen herself on the show. And I think that she has an agenda going into this thing. And I don't
Well,
know.
I can tell you one thing that I feel right now. I feel like this is gonna be a very uh active new couple in the 90 Day Fiance franchise. I think that this is going to be like a Darcy and Stacy couple. Like they're gonna be on different shows on here because I think that she's a person that wants to be on here for the movie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does seem like she's the perfect person for this type of show because these are the type of females that 90 Day Fiance typically has on their show, which is the
Mm-hmm.
most annoying thing to me because I hate the way women like Emma and Stacey and I don't think Emma is on the same level as Stacey and Darcy as
Mm-hmm.
far as my annoyance level is concerned. However, she's close to that. Auntie Robin says down in the comments concerning Rick and Trisha, it may as well have been a trash bag. It should have been on the bed like a mattress over under the sheets.
I
Yeah,
have to
it
I
it
have to
really
agree
should.
with you, Auntie Robin, on that part.
Yeah, it really should have been. I thought it looked ridiculous. I've never seen that, not even on corn. have I ever seen. Well, I mean, not then, it was necessary for this type of porn I was watching, but I've never seen anything like that. Auntie Robin also says he's playing with Emma. Oh, Ziad don't want to marry her. Have they kids? Have they kissed yet? No, we have not seen them.
also feel like Leah could be another gold digger as well.
But Emma's not giving him money like that.
But I feel like it could be coming that way. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
me personally, I don't think I don't see Ziad in that way. Ziad seems to me to be very independent.
Mhm.
But you could be right. Who knows? And
You know,
Auntie Robin
it
also.
could be that way now, but it could flop. You know, it could be a different way in the future. This is how I feel.
Okay. All right, cool beans. And then Auntie Robin also says down here in the comments, I thought he said there was zero chance that he would marry her. That's what it seemed like to me, Auntie Robin, that it seemed like that he said that there was zero chance that he was going to marry her. Because of what his friend said. But then I thought maybe he was talking about the fact that there was zero chance that they would be engaged by the end of this trip. But it does seem like he was saying that there was zero chance that he would marry her. That's how it came off to me as well, Auntie Robin. But
Uh,
we'll see what happens as this relationship goes on. But
as the show goes along,
ultimately, ultimately, I want Zia to break up with Emma. Like
I do too.
that would
To
be
be
the
honest.
most amazing climax ever, and I hope he does it on the tell-all. I don't expect him to do that, but
Mm,
that's my hope. And let's move on to our last couple because we're going over 30 minutes here on this review. We've got Jovan and Anna Lynn. So
yeah.
Jovan and Anna Lynn, they consummated their marriage finally. They're considering this time together their honeymoon. Oh, and I'm not even on our last couple, child. They've consummated their marriage, so they're going out to eat, and so um, Anna Lynn lets us know that in her country, I believe she's in the Philippines as well.
Hmm.
In their country, they like a lot of spicy food, and Javon doesn't care for spicy food. I'm with Javon. I don't like spicy food as well. Although I love Mexican, I get my Mexican not spicy. I don't like spicy food whatsoever.
I don't like spicy
Um,
food whatsoever either.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, and Auntie Robin has another comment up here as well. Let's read it. I know it's not against etiquette, but I got annoyed when she sat and immediately began applying lipstick. Yeah,
right.
that's just who Emma is, Auntie
Mm,
Robin, and that didn't surprise me whatsoever. She told Ziad before they left that she would spend 2 hours in front of the mirror, which I think
mm,
is ridiculous. But I'm not a woman and I'm not that type of person, so it is what it is. But anyway, so as Jovan is trying this food and he's letting us know as the viewers that, the food is burning his chest, burning his stomach. He hopes that, the Philippines has food that's not so spicy, so he won't be blowing up bathrooms left and right. So then they go, and when they're actually eating, she brings up the possibility of her being pregnant because they actually consummated their marriage. And I'm assuming that she's not on any contraception.
mm,
And she's like, how are we going to be able to work that out? And Jovan says, well, I'll try to make it work and try to come over to the Philippines as often as I can. And then Anna Lynn sort of kind of turns it into an argument saying, so all of a sudden, when I get pregnant, when we have a baby, that's when you'll be able to do this, and that. When he's sending you over what, $500 a month, and you're going to rag on him on his finances, Anna Lynn, like I don't like Anna
I
Lynn
don't
is
like
my
Anlin
least
either.
favorite participant on this season of 90 Day Fiance. I don't like the way that she treats Jovan, and Jovan just sits there and takes it. And there's nothing that I hate more than seeing a man willingly get disrespected by his partner. Like that's my worst pet peeve of all time. And so then the both of them go to get a massage, and the subject of Anna Lynn garnering a relationship with Jovan's siblings. Jovan then brings up the fact that Anna Lynn called his sister after their whole blow up about him talking to a former fling of his, not even a former relationship or partner of his, but a former female that he used to be interested in. And he said, "You're a little bit too much sometimes." And he's like, "You understand that, right? You understand that you're a little bit of a lot." Which I don't know how she wouldn't know that, but she gets a little bit of offended on that, and she's like, "Oh, okay, I don't want to massage anymore. I'm done. I'm done with this conversation." I don't
Uh,
like Anna Lynn whatsoever. Dustin, how do you feel
uh,
about Jovan and Anna Lynn?
I don't like Onlin, but I like Jabon.
I
Yeah.
I like
I
Jovan
like
more as
Jabon,
well.
but I don't like Onlin. Point blank period. I hope they don't last.
I'm hoping so too. I want Jovan to break up with Anna Lynn as well. I
Yes,
don't
I want him
see
to be happy. I don't feel like he's happy to be. That's right.
I don't understand, and I don't know if I will ever understand how, because I'm sure it was Anna Lynn that convinced Jovan to get married over the internet. I don't know how she was able to accomplish that, but she could be very convincing. Who knows? But I don't like the way that Anna Lynn um, has been treating Jovan. I don't think that is acceptable whatsoever. So let's move on to our last couple before we get out of here, you guys. We've got Laura and Beer Khan. So Laura and Beer Khan, they're waking up in the morning together in bed. Laura says that she no longer feels as though Beer Khan isn't interested in her. She says that she's a little bit more adventurous in the bed, whereas Beer Khan is a little bit more vanilla, but she does endorse Bir Khan's nether regions, saying that he's
Mm,
very blessed, which we all know what that means. So there's no need to go further on that. But
yeah.
then they go to sit down to eat, and he reveals to Laura that he is in $50,000 worth of debt, and that's in American dollars, not in Turkish dollars. And Laura is having some second thoughts about being in a relationship with him. I know you
So
said,
would I.
Auntie Robin, last week that you thought that he was going to ask her to help him with his debt. We didn't see him doing that on this episode, but Dustin, do you think that Beer Khan is going to eventually ask her for money? Because me personally, it
I
doesn't seem
do.
like to me that he's going to, but he might. Who
I
knows?
do. Like I told you last week, when you get married and your husband has that, it comes your debt as well. It's all 50-50. So no matter if it's his debt or her debt, she has to pay it. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I have a feeling because of the way that Laura reacted to this new information, it doesn't seem like she took it too well, and I think that this might spark some fire under her butt to leave him. We did see in the preview for the rest of the season that she does bring Michael over to Turkey, and we also saw in the preview for the next episode that that Beer Khan is going to ask Laura to cut off all communication with Michael. And Laura says, "Okay, so you're saying that it's either Michael or you?" And he says, "I
Mm,
didn't stutter." Auntie Robin says down here in the comments, Laura needs to cut bait and run. Okay, yeah,
She needs to
yeah.
cut ties and yeah. Needs to cut ties.
Absolutely, and I do think that that's probably what she will eventually do. So we'll see what happens on the next episode. So before we get out of here, Dustin, why don't you give the good people your social media context real quick?
My social media contacts are Dustin Butler 700 and my Instagram and my Facebook is Dustin Butler. Of course, I want to thank my Jonathan for being here as always, and my whole entire team for being here as always. Love you all very much.
Love you too, Dustin. You guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is WilliamJonathanLee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $ Jonathan Lee 07. That's $ JONATHANLEE 07. Once again, be on the lookout tomorrow for my release for the release. I'm sorry, I'm all tongue tied. For the release of my 2 reviews on the Real Housewives of Potomac, as well as Married to Medicine. Tomorrow, before the end of the days, those will be out. Thank y'all so
I
much
like that
for.
shirt you got on. I like the color. You look good in green. You look
Thank
good
you.
in.
Thank you so much. This is one of my Abercrombie sweatshirts. I have like 5 of them. The material is so soft and comfortable, perfect
Mm,
for the cold winter months. So thank you
uh,
so much for that. I am a little bit hot in this. I got my fan going, so I'll probably change out of it. But anyways, thank you so much for that compliment, Dustin. I
you're
appreciate it.
welcome.
And also to all the viewers who are watching now, be sure to join me every single Thursday night at 8 p.m. for my live Hot Topics and Social Commentary show. I go live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. with my sister, Prophetic Fire Reiki, as well as our friend Bianca Edwards. We always have a great time there, so be sure to join us on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. And also be sure to join me next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces for our review on 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Season 8, Episode 7. Thank y'all so much for watching. See y'all guys on the next video. Peace out, y'all.